Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to break down UFC 322, Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. Also has a second title fight, Valentina Shevchenko versus Weili Zhang or Zhang Weili. Probably the best card of the year, or one of them for sure. Let's break it down. First fight of the night, I am showing Vyacheslav Borschev, 8-6-1 versus Mateusz Camillo, 9-3. I don't necessarily think Camillo is great, but he's at least young. He's 24 years old. He should be improving, whereas Borschev just seems to be on a downward slope. Like for a while, he was a deadly striker with no grappling, but now he's even getting rocked on the feet by fucking Chase Hooper and shit. So like either way, I think he's on the end of his career. Camilo's young. He can still be getting better. The pick is going to be Mateusz for me. Yeah, I'm going to pass from a betting point, but I'll pick Camilo. What do you think?
Camillo I had him in that first fight to win the fight, and he gassed out in the second round, I guess, against Gabe Green, I think it was. And I think he has a big advantage here. Take him down, sub him out, ride him on the ground. That's a big advantage. Don't strike with Borschev, but even like you said, even that looks bad these days. So I think there's a huge advantage on the ground in the grappling, and Camillo it is.
All right, next fight of the night, we've got prospect Bisanger Susarkaev. Sorry if I say that wrong, versus Eric McConico. Well, first of all, Bai or Susarkaev, however you say it, is a finisher. He hits hard. McConico, not very good defense. I mean, this should be an absolute thrashing. I mean, you got a minus 800. I think even now maybe minus 1,000. That's a first round finish, man. McConico should get KO'd first round. What do you think?
Based on the tape of the, I can't even say this guy's name either. By Sanger that I watched, it's fucking hard, man. Yo, Nurselton hit this guy and KO'd him, and I don't think Nurselton even actually hits that as hard as some of the other guys. So, I mean, based on his defense, I mean, he took Cody Brundage to a split decision. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Basunger, I think, but the odds suck, man. It's minus 1,000.
All right, next fight of the night, women's 115 division. We got Angela Hill, 18-15, taking on Fatima Kline, 8-1. The odds are super wide here. I don't think the odds are accurate, but I do heavily favor the favorite here. I think Fatima Kline is a very, very good fighter. I mean, Angela Hill, obviously, tons of experience. She is always live for that Angela Hill by decision kind of play because she's a tough girl. And I mean, if it stays on the feet, she can pitter patter her way to victory. Like she's unorthodox, she's pesky, she's all those things. She's always in the fight. Um, I just think Fatima Klein is not only a much better grappler. I mean, she's the more dangerous fighter. I think she's going to be more explosive because Angela Hill is just kind of pitter patter. I just think Fatima Klein is that good. I think she is. Like, I don't think she's going to be the next champion, but I think she is like in that top 10, whereas Angela Hill, I don't think, like, I know she's kind of like the gatekeeper to the top 10. Give me Fatima Klein regardless. Don't like the odds. What do you think?
I think it's Fatima's fight to lose. I think her striking is up to par, shown her last couple fights, the KOs and TKOs or whatever. And the grappling is what she's been known as. She came in as a noted grappler. So Angela Hill's been grappling a lot in her last few fights, trying to get it down to the ground. I think that's a mistake. And on the feet, I think Klein's better too. So minus 500 might be warranted here. I just don't like it.
All right. Next fight of the night, men's 145 division. We got Chepe Mariscal, 18-6, taking on Pat Sabatini, 20-5. I'm sort of a Pat Sabatini hater. I don't think, I don't know, the guy's chinny. I don't trust him. I get he's a fantastic grappler, but Chepe is a good grappler himself. So to me, Sabatini to win this fight, he's not going to submit him. So he's got to get the wrestling going and lay on top of him for 3 rounds. It's absolutely possible, but I'm going to say Chepe is the dog here. I think he's a way better striker. So if he can keep it standing, it's an easy win. And if he can't, like he's a good enough grappler, he's not going to get submitted. I think he can scramble back to his feet or like hold his own in the grappling department. Um, I'm taking Chepe at dog odds. He's a way more durable fight. All the thing, I think he's more well-rounded, more durable, more dog. Pat Sabatini has to lay on him for 3 rounds to win, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yep, bad Sabatini has to lay on him for 3 rounds. Chepe's got a decent takedown defense. And he is a scrambler. He doesn't really get stuck on the ground. That being said, I think he's also the better striker here. I think he has more dog in him. I think he's more pressure. Um, yeah, I'm leaning Chepe too. What's Pat Sabatini's plan B if he can't get him down? Like, I don't know. He won that fight against Joe Anderson Brito and he only threw 24 significant strikes. He took him down four times and still could have lost that fight at any point. I think Chepe has got more dog than Joe Anderson Brito. I think Chepe has shown more than one occasion that he can work out of scrambles, and his BJJ is good enough to not get tapped. So if he does find himself on the ground, even for one round, he should be able to stay safe. So, and we start standing every round, right? So
All right. Men's middleweight division, we got GM3, 37 and 20, taking on Kyle Daukaus in his second stint here in the UFC, and he's 16 and 4. I mean, I think Gerald Meerschaerdt probably has more fans just because people like rooting for the old guy and all that. The GM3, round two sub, round three sub, the come from behind Hail Mary sub. Unfortunately, he can't get that against Kyle Daukaus. Kyle Daukaus is a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. He's a very good grappler. He's not going to get submitted. So I don't understand how Gerald Meerschaerdt wins this fight. The odds are wide, yes, but Kyle Daukaus is going to be the better striker, and he'll be just fine grappling. So I think this is one of the most confident picks on the card. Kyle Daukaus should cruise here. What do you think?
yeah, I should cruise. And Gerald Meerschaert has bad cardio as well. And Carl Dawkins is shown to be pretty durable, cardio wise at least. And he doesn't have a big power puncher coming back right at him here. So yeah, Kyle Dawkins. I'm not going to overthink that one.
All right, next fight of the night, men's 135 division. We got Malcolm Wellmaker, 10 and 0, taking on Cody Haddon, 8 and 1. This is like a prospect versus a prospect. The odds are closer than I thought they were going to be. So obviously, there's a ton of respect on Cody Haddon. Uh, I still got to keep rolling with Malcolm Wellmaker until I see a reason not to. I mean, yeah, his fights have been pretty quick, so maybe we don't know what his cardio looks like. Maybe we don't know what happens if someone can take him down and get all that kind of game going. But I mean, he's given me no red flags as of yet. So at these odds, I mean, like, I don't. Maybe I just haven't seen enough of Cody to realize how good Cody Haddon is. But I got to feel like Malcolm Wellmaker at minus 150 or whatever he's sitting at seems like good value here. I'm gonna roll with him until he gives me a reason not to. So give me Malcolm Wellmaker. What do you think?
It's weird because I watch a lot of Cody Haddon's fights there. He's got the volume on Wellmaker, I think. It's like Wellmaker's got the touch of death or something close to the touch of death. He's really quick. He hits the chin and he puts guys out and that's I don't know. He's been putting guys out. Is that going to happen here? Haddon's only losses by decision. He's shown to be pretty durable, so it's a little weird here. But I wish the like man. It's his first real fight. I'm a little torn here. I want to kind of pick Cody Haddon because I really don't know what happens if Malcolm Wellmaker gets strung out a little bit because I've seen Cody Haddon get strung out a little bit and he's thrown 140 strikes, significant strikes, and can Wellmaker handle that? Who knows? This one's tough. This one's tough. I might get hated on. I'm gonna jump on the Cody Haddon bus for this one. I mean Wellmaker I know has the power, but I think he tries to be too he's like the Leafs, man. They try to be too precise and try to get that top corner instead of just shooting the shot, right? So
Right. We'll see what happens. Moving
yeah.
on, women's 125 division. We got Erin Blanchfield, 13 and 2, taking on Tracy Cortez, 12 and 2. Two women that are at the top of the thing. They just can't quite get that belt. Erin Blanchfield is definitely the better submission grappler. Tracy Cortez is probably the better wrestler. I think Erin probably a slightly better striker, I would assume, because I don't think Tracy Cortez is a great striker by any means. And Erin, pressure, pressure, pressure. She's always coming forward. Even though she looks soft, she doesn't really tire out. Like like I said, she's the pressure fighter here. Um, I don't like the odds, and I do like Erin Blanchfield. So I'm going to pick Erin Blanchfield, but I think Tracy should wrestle her. We've never really seen Erin on her back, really. Like she's always shooting the takedowns, which aren't that great, by the way. But she's always the one coming forward. I wonder what happens if Tracy Cortez trips her to the mat, and can Tracy ride her out for 3 rounds from the top position? Because I think that's her path to victory. Whether she can do it or not, I don't know. I'm gonna take Erin Blanchfield just because, like I said, I think she's got two skills. I think she's a better striker and the better submission grappler. I think Cortez really only has the wrestling, but that wrestling can win fights. It wins decisions, right? I'm gonna take Blanchfield. Cortez got to wrestle to win a decision, in my opinion. Give me Blanche. What do you think?
The only time Blanche has ever got held down was that Manon Fiorot fight. She got held down for that 1 round, but then Fiorot shot 3 more takedowns and wasn't able to do the same thing. So Blanchfield has a decent takedown defense in her fight. She does get taken down, but she's never get ridden out for a whole fight. So 80% is what it stands at. I can't see Tracy doing that. Her hands stink compared to Erin Blanchfield's hands. And the Blanchfield should have more volume. And quite simply, I think Gracie's tough, but I think Blanchfield's tougher girl, and all the Kias and all that stuff. I honestly just think Blanchfield is a better fighter than Tracy Cortez overall. So
All right, moving on. Men's middleweight division. We got Roman Kopylov, 14-4, taking on Robocop Gregory Rodriguez, 17-6. I like Roman. I've always been a fan of his. Explosive knockout artist, great striker, all that shit. But he's always had one glaring deficiency, and that is fucking getting taken down and fucking out grappled or submitted or whatever. And that's exactly what RoboCop's going to aim to do here. Now RoboCop hits hard in his own right. The guy has put guys away with his strikes, but I don't think that would be the path he wants to take here. He's going to want to use that world class ground game here. If he's dumb and he stands in trades, Kopylov can put him out. I think Kopilov's more durable than Robocop, but I got to assume Robocop's going to shoot a takedown quick and use that big advantage. So I'm definitely leaning Robocop. I'm definitely rooting for Roman. What do you think?
I think RoboCop's a bigger fighter. I think he's stronger. I think he can push him up. I think he can grind him. I think he can also strike with him for a bit. Kopylov does tire out as it goes. RoboCop tires out as well too, but he can still fight. So I don't know. I think RoboCop, you said it, he has to wrestle. He's shown a propensity to wrestle lately when he needs to, and he's shown a propensity to strike when he needs to. I think he struck against Jack there, but he wrestled the other fight. He can also tire out as well, right? Like he tired out against Jared Cannonier wrestling early. But he also took down and rode down Christian Leroy Duncan and Brad Tavares. So you know it's in him, right? You know it's in him. And if he wants the easier path to victory, it's to take down Roman. And he's got this here. He's got a big grappling edge. So I'm gonna go with Rodriguez on this case. Experience.
All right, and the last prelim of the night, we've got Bo Nickal, 7-1, taking on Rodolfo Vieira, 11-3. I've lost a lot of confidence in Bo Nickal. That RDR loss definitely hurt his stock, hurt my confidence, and it must have hurt the bookie's confidence too, because he's sitting at like a minus 220 or something like that. When all of his other fights, excuse me, all of his other fights, he's been like minus 1,000, minus 5,000. So obviously, there's a lot of question marks around Bo right now. Rodolfo Vieira, world class submission artist, strong dude. I'm not sure how a pure striking match would go. I don't know. I don't know if Bo's going to want to try to use that wrestling to keep this standing and outstrike him, or whether he's going to go back to being confident in his grappling abilities to just take him down and be safe from the top position. I'm not sure what to expect here. If Bo uses the wrestling, this could be a boring decision potentially. If he doesn't, either way, this fight might be boring, to be honest. I don't know what to expect. I can tell you I'm not that confident in Bo Nickal. I'm not. The only thing I do feel good about is Rodolfo Vieira gasses. Like, I think Vieira is very dangerous early, but he fucking slows down. Um, Before I give my pick, what are you thinking here?
It's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to take down Vieira to the ground and risk getting, you know, reversed or anything like that? And then why has Bogan? Wrestlers typically don't do well when they're on the bottom, right? And can you keep that top position? who knows? Like you said, it's not. I'm not as confident as I'm keeping top position as I was 2 fights ago. And honestly, like, is the striking any better than Viera's? Viera's striking has come a long way over the last few years. I haven't seen anything special in Bo's. It's a 1-2, sort of technical, but there's like I would say Viera's the more powerful striker in this case too, right? Honestly, too, and Bo got hit a lot on the feet last time. Body language sucked. Um, Bro, I don't know, man. It's like I can't. It's also tough for me to pick Viera over Bo Nickal. Ugh, I don't know. Body language sucked. Honestly, though, at these points in their career, I think. Listen, if Bo doesn't beat Rodolfo Vieira, I think I don't know what his future in the sport is going to be, right? Honest to God, he needs to beat Rodolfo Vieira. He needs to show something here. So I'm going to side with Bo Nickal because, like, literally his career might be over if he doesn't beat Rodolfo Vieira, right? So I think he has to. So yeah, I'm going to go with Bo Nickal because I think he's got a lot more to offer the UFC than Vieira at this point.
I think I'm gonna stab Viera. And you're right. I don't know what the fuck Bo does if he loses this fight, but I don't know. I feel like both paths aren't a good path to win
No,
this
they're
fight.
not, but I gotta feel like this guy wants this to be his career. Like otherwise, I don't know.
All right. Next fight of the night. Moving on to the main card. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe. First fight of the main card, Beneil Dariush, 23-6-1, taking on BSD Benoit Saint Denis, 15-3. Prime for prime. I'm taking Beneil Dariush right now. I don't know. I think Dariush potentially. I mean, he's a very, very awkward striker, but Benoit Saint Denis not the greatest striker either. So I think on the feet they're fairly close. The problem is Dariush has zero durability. The guy's made of absolute glass. If it's to get to the ground, you give Dariush the advantage for sure. But I got to imagine that BSD just wants to knock him out standing. I would imagine he's not going to be shooting those takedowns. Does not want to get into those scrambles. Beneil thrives in the scrambles. That's where he would love nothing more than to grapple. So if it becomes a grappling match, Beneil Dariush. If it's a striking match, they're both fucking weird on the feet, to be honest. But I got to favor the durability of BSD, I guess, to knock Dariush out. Not a super confident pick. I'm rooting for Beneil. I think Beneil's better in his prime. I think his prime is gone. I think I'm leaning BSD. What do you think?
It's a weird one because BSD does his best work on the ground, and that's where Beneil does his best work is on the ground. Now we're talking about Benoit Saint Denis. He hasn't knocked anyone down since his earlier fights. So I think he head kicked Matt Frivola, and then what did he do to what's his name? It's the other guy. He knocked a Gabriel Miranda. He knocked down. So he's a little bit younger here, but 6 years younger than Beneil Dariush. But man, yo, BSD man, it's so weird. He just like we were talking about a couple weeks ago. He strikes to take you down. He doesn't strike to strike. And then he tires himself out, and that's when those guys beat him, right? When you don't get finished, right? So, but what's his path to trying to finish everyone? His path to trying to finish everyone is take him down and do something on the ground. I don't know if that works here. It's been a long time. Yeah, he knocked out Matt Frivola, but Matt Frivola is actually an idiot, right? And he does just stand there waiting to get hit. We watched that the other week, and Gabriel Amanda's just not good. I mean, I know Beanie's got a chinny chin chin on him. I get it. I get it. I get it. I really do. But I also think Beneil Dariush can take down BSD too, right? Like, and who knows, man? I think a lot of this does play out on the ground because that's BSD's bread and butter as well, right? And if he wants to play with Beanie on the ground, I think Beanie is an adequate grappler in this state. So I'm thinking that it's a really closer fight than the odds are saying. There's no way Benoit I think Denis should be a -200 favorite in this spot. And And take stab the dog with beating out Dariush because I think BSD is gonna do his old tricks, try to take him down, try to tap him out, and something's gonna happen.
All right, there you have it. Next fight of the main card, we got former champion Leon Edwards, 22-5, taking on Carlos Prates, 22-7. Two very confident, borderline douchey, kind of fucking cocky strikers. I mean, this is a interesting fight. Prates is definitely the more lethal guy. He's got that touch of death. Sorry, he knocks people fucking out. Leon Edwards is really kind of a point fighter, minus that one head kick knockout or whatever. Leon Edwards has historically been kind of boring, in my opinion, at least. You got to give Edwards the grappling advantage, though. He did take down Kamaru Usman, so you got to think if he's smart, you might want to use some of that grappling here. If it plays solely on the feet, I'm giving the advantage to Carlos Prates. I think he's at least a little bit more volume and he's got the power. Give me Carlos Prates regardless. I think Leon Edwards is done. Yeah, I don't know. He's been around a long time. I'm surprised he's even taken this fight, to be honest. So give me Prates. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, both these guys don't throw a hell of a lot of volume, and Protest does have the more power. Basically, the blueprint to beat Protest is to keep it standing, not get knocked out, and overwhelm him with volume. Ian Gary showed us that's the fucking way to do it. There is no way that Leon Edwards is going to overwhelm him with volume. He might put out just as much volume, but the Protest punches are going to look way better. And I mean, I've seen our boy Leon on wobbly legs from a Nate Diaz punch, right? So who knows, man? I mean, if Pratis wants to take the least way of resistance, it would probably be to grapple him. I know it's in his power to learn how to grapple him. He works out with those nerds and shit, so they got to be able to grapple. I would think so. I think the wrestling is good enough. I don't think Leon Edwards is going to take him down. I think this is going to be a boring striking match. Or I hope Protest knocks out Leon Edwards. I would love that to happen. I don't know if it's going to, but low volume, boring striking match with Protest showing the more powerful shots, and he gets the judge's nod.
All right. Featured fight of the night, we got Sean Brady, 18-1, taking on Michael Morales, 18-0. They're both knocking on the door to the next title shot. You got Brady, who's just pressure fighter, comes straight forward, kind of picks you right up, throws you down, and just goes to work. He's got tremendous, tremendous grappling, some of the best guard passing skills you're going to see. He can absolutely finish. I always thought he was one dimensional because I mean that's kind of what he is. I mean he grapples, but he's taking guys down that are wrestling. Like he's getting those takedowns, so he's not like a Fabricio Verdum or Damian Maia who have submissions but can't get it down. This guy gets it down. He gets the wrestlers down. He fucking passes. He's better than I thought he was. I didn't think we were ever going to see this guy this far along, and he's right there. So he's absolutely legit. Michael Morales should have a striking advantage for sure. He does have a wrestling background, so on paper he's got all the things to stifle the takedowns and knock Sean Brady out, but we just haven't seen him really fight anybody of this caliber. We don't know for sure if his takedown defense is going to hold up. He's kind of low volume. He's got the power for sure, but he's never really styled out the way we'd want to see. Um, I'm rooting for Michael Morales. I want him to be that fucking killer. I want him to be that animal. Like, I don't want another grappler like fuck Sean Brady. I don't like Sean Brady, but I don't know, man. He's just been so successful over better opponents. So you got to favor Sean Brady. My heart's with Morales, but I got to favor Sean Brady. What are you thinking?
Listen, and Michael Morales has been taken down. He's really calm on the ground and he gets up. So this is all about Sean Brady being able to hold him down and control him for 3 rounds. I don't think it happens. I don't think he can do it for 3 rounds. Sean Brady does noticeably tire too, as if it's a grueling grappling match. Um, the Michael Chiesa fight comes to mind where he kind of like slowed down at the end there. You saw when Bilal pressured him against the corner, he slowed down there. Um, I think Morales has the tools to do that. I think he has the get up game. I think he's smart enough on the ground. I think he's a good enough counter wrestler. All he has to do is Brady might win round one, but Morales has multiple knockdowns and multiple fights, right? So like, I think he could do that too. I mean, yeah, man, like, yeah, I think his counter wrestling, I think his grappling, I think his striking is on a different level too. And I think if he just keeps this off the ground, Michael Morales wins this easily. I think he actually finishes Sean Brady. I think
Oh,
Michael Morales.
if he keeps it off the ground for sure, he knocks him
I
out.
think he finishes Sean Brady. I'm gonna go Michael Morales by KO. Is what I think happens. I think he can. I think he might get a quick takedown, but he does a quick scramble because he knows if he gets on the ground with some of these grapplers, like when Gilbert Burns took him down, he know he can't just sit on the ground with Gilbert Burns there on your back or whatever, right? He was up quickly. He got out of that, and yeah, I mean, Sean Brady's just going to try to hold on to his back and just try to drag him down again. And once he gets turned around and gets close to that cage, I think he can knock him out. I think he can knock him out. So I can go Michael Morales by knockout.
I hope you're right, man. I was tempted to bet it too. I have a ticket with him just like waiting there with Morales because again, I don't like Sean Brady. I don't know how good Morales' wrestling is, but I hope you're right. All right, co-main event of the evening. We got Valentina Shevchenko, 25-4-1, taking on Weili Zhang, 26-3. Zhang trying to become a double champ here. Well, actually, no, she wouldn't be because I guess she gave up her belt. But either way, she's moving up to fight Val. Um, Awesome fight. Awesome fight. Val is definitely on the decline. She is not what she once was. I think prime for prime, this is an easy Valentina win. I think at this point of her career, I don't know because she's so tentative on the feet. She doesn't throw enough anymore. You know, it was striking that got her to the UFC. She was a fucking striker. She loved kickboxing. She loved banging it out. Lately, all she wants to do is grapple. Um, so it's an interesting fight there. I think on the feet, I still do favor Valentina, even though she's low volume. I still favor her on the feet. The question is going to be, is Zhang going to be too strong, too fast, too explosive of an athlete? Is she just going to overpower Val, take her down, and kind of beat her up from the top position? Absolutely possible. I still think Val's a better grappler too, though. I think Val is better both. I think she's the better jujitsu player, the better striker. It's just going to be, will she be overpowered? Will she be out muscled? It's totally possible. Um, I'm gonna take. I can't. I totally think Val's on her way out. She's got one foot out the door. I don't think she has many fights left, but I like this matchup for her for whatever reason. I think she's too technical. I don't think Weili Zhang has been facing the most technical of fighters. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna take Valentina. I know it's not gonna be a popular take. I think most people will be on Zhang, but I think she's gonna be slightly better on the feet, slightly better on the ground. That's what I got. The only way she loses is to being out muscled. Totally possible. That's how I see it. What do you think?
I think actually that Valentina would be the popular pick here because she's still the favorite. It would have flipped by now if people said that Zhang would be there. But anyway, I think I'm on the Zhang side on this one though. Um, yeah, she herself has been using the grappling in her last three fights as well, right? And she used the grappling against Tatiana Suarez, who was a really good grappler, really good wrestler. And she used it against not Limosh, but the other girl, Yana and Jean. But you know what? And not in this last fight, but in the other previous two of her title fights, she threw a hell of a lot of volume, and it's some volume if she throws that kind of volume. Um, Valentina can't match that volume and can't match that pressure. And I keep running through it was a Jessica I head kick from Valentina that knocked her down.
That was a
Yes,
long
way
time
back.
ago.
When's the last time Valentina shot anything with any power to knock anybody out? I mean, that's the kryptonite on Zhang. You know, she's lost that the rose kick. That's her kryptonite, and I don't know if she has it. I think she can win the minutes here, and she can control the octagon, kind of like what she did with Tatiana Suarez. Because that's the type of fight Val wants. Val is not trying to stand at range as much as she used to. And I did see Manon Fiorot take her down one time and hold her down for the whole round, but she was kind of tired at that point. Well, and I know you're going to say Zhang kind of tires too, but when she tires, she wrestles and she does a really decent job at it. And Who knows? I just like Zhang's power, her wrestling, and she should be able to keep control. But I also think she throws more volume than Val. Might not be as technical, but shit, man, it's like if Val had a counter for the counter punch that could knock her out, I would say something, but I don't see the power in Val no more. I just don't see anything. Maybe the head kick from hell because I replayed the Jessica I one here and I replayed the Rose Namajunas one here, right? So I think
I
that's
don't.
the only way she can fucking do it is the head kick. But I don't think a punch is gonna knock out Zhang. So I'm gonna go Zhang. I think she
I,
volumes her.
I think it's a decision type fight. I don't see anybody getting finished.
Yeah, me too.
That's just me. All right, guys, moving on to the main event. We've got Jack Della Maddalena, 18-2, taking on Islam Makhachev for the 170 belt. Islam going for double belt status, double champ status, sorry. Or going for the second belt, sorry. Again, he's vacated his title. Regardless, this is a great match. I like both guys. Nothing would surprise me. An Islam submission in the first or second round would not surprise me. A Jack KO later in the fight would not surprise me. Um, yeah, a lot of people on Jack. I get it. I think Islam does gas. He does tire. So there are some red flags there. He is getting older, all that shit. But the one thing I keep hearing over and over and over again is how good Jack's fucking get-up game is and his defensive wrestling and his takedown defense and all this shit because he stuffed Bilal in that fight.
One fight.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, I was getting to that. I actually disagree. I've got so many images of Jack being on the ground and losing until he comes back and wins. And don't get me wrong, he came back and won, so good for him. He came back and knocked out Gilbert Burns. I'm sorry, but Gilbert Burns kind of stinks these days. But Jack was down in that fight. That Basil Hafez or whatever, took Jack down multiple times, almost fucking had him in a arm triangle choke, almost had it over. If that was Islam, that fight was over, man. Like, I don't think Jack's takedown defense is as good as everyone thinks. That was one fight against Bilal. Yes, Bilal's a good wrestler. He came into that fight visibly out of shape. That was not the same Bilal that beat Leon Edwards. Just look at their bodies. They were completely different fighters, completely different camps. You know, he worked with Khabib for the Leon Edwards fight. He didn't for the Jack Della Maddalena fight. I think shit was going on there. That was not the same Bilal Muhammad. It just wasn't. I don't care. So I don't think Jack's takedown defense is what everybody thinks it is. I think Islam will get the takedown. I think Islam finishes him on the ground. That's going to be my official prediction. If it gets past the third round, I absolutely do think Jack can knock him out. I do. Like, I think Islam visibly does tired. So if this fight makes it to the second half of the fight, I absolutely will favor Jack in that scenario. But I think Islam's going to take him down pretty straightforward, I think. What do you think?
Gilbert Burns, like you said, took him to 7 times before getting kneed in the face in the third round, was it? So who knows, man? Like that takedown defense, it was something I hadn't even seen in Jack before, and I was mesmerized because I was all over Bilal in that fight because I thought he would just be able to take him down, write him out, do your Bilal things, punch, 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 take him down. Didn't work. And Islam's more of a, and I even say this, but Islam's more of a finisher than Bilal is. When he gets it on the ground, he'll put you in a choke. Like you said, some of those bad spots that Jack were in, Islam would have finished the fight. Um, is Jack that much bigger than Islam? I don't think so. Listen, man, it basically like I'm on Islam's side. You're getting decent odds compared to what Islam is usually on most fight cards. This is probably the size difference that's working up. We really know in that first round when Islam goes for that first freaking takedown, how hard he has to work for it. If he's not working hard for these takedowns, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. If he's working hard for those takedowns, like you said, maybe a Jack finish later on is in the cards. It's possible. Because Islam, remember, did give up the fifth round to Volkanovski in their first fight. He really did. So I just don't buy into it like you do. I can't buy into it. I can't buy into this new Jack Della Maddalena super takedown defense. I can't buy into it. And yeah, he's probably a better striker, but Islam doesn't stink on the feet as much as he used to. He himself has leveled up in the striking too, so he can stand there. He stood there a lot with Justin Poirier, but ended up taking it down. He's got a good way to mix things in, so I don't think this is the fight that Islam loses. I think that's why he took it. I think the fight that he loses is the Ilia Topuria, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
anyways, that's just me. I think that's the fight. That's why he didn't take this one, and he took this one personally. But anyway, I think Islam wins.
All right, I agree. There you have it, guys. Those are the official picks for UFC 322. Being a big pay-per-view, look out. We're gonna try to get a bet video up probably Friday. I know it's late, whatever, but at least you'll have one more thing to watch before the card. Other than that, have a good one, guys. We'll talk soon.